developed together. And when I came off of that tour, I started to continue to make my album and looked at it and went, well, I've never really plugged any other guitar into it. And so I plugged every other guitar into it, and I realized it was really well defined as the amp for the Super Ego guitar, but hadn't really gone through the R&D stages to become a full-fledged kind of take-anywhere, catch-all amplifier, which is ultimately what I'm into. You know, we're looking for an amp that stops the hunt for amps. So many variables going on all the time. What amp should I use? What guitar should I use? What cabinets? What speakers? And I'm looking to sort of stop that search. You know, do you want to get the amp you love? It starts to define your sound going forward, and that's what I was interested in doing. And so then we started working on really honing in the amp to be able to get my sound with my own music. And that got really fun, and we were able to include this new dimension of sound without losing the original sound that I had going with the Super Ego guitar. And it made perfect sense to offer it. Once we had discovered how to get that sound, it made ultimate sense to bring that to other people. And as I mentioned before in a different conversation, you know, I'm sort of interested now in killing this idea of like the unicorn gear. The gear that only exists in your imagination. 4 people have it. I heard the last one that came up went for $7 billion. You know, they found one at the bottom of the ocean. You know, we want to sort of stop that thinking, because what I want to do is inspire guitar players not to believe that they're limited by their ability to get an amplifier. The idea that, well, there's this other amp you can't get. I'm trying to sort of bring it all into sort of accessibility for people. And that is now why we're looking at a JMod 100, which could be a JM overdrive or a John's mod. So I kind of like that portamento. And it's usually about this part when I hear myself babbling that I realize I'm done talking.
Do you think you could show them what
Sure.
that tone was for the Dead Company?
So the magnificent thing about Jerry Garcia's playing and his music, which still lives on every day, is that where's my cable? Is you have to be able to have such articulate single notes that you don't need to go anywhere else. So where we are here, let me just get the right, you know, just that's one note. And most guitars won't allow you to sustain that kind of focus in terms of playing it and people going, wow, there it is, you know. But we had to develop it so that all these great lines, you know. It has to be able to sustain that. Otherwise, you play that on a guitar, you pick up most guitars, it just goes flum, 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 flum. And it has to have that intrinsic sort of joy sound to it. And you get that from a longer scale length, and so it's also very, very clean. Let me get a little more out of